Can I take a photo of you? Is to take more photos of people. Thank you, gents. Can I take a photo of you? Can I take your photo?
There have been times in my photographic journey where I've questioned everything that I've done and why I've done it and the results. G'day guys, it is Ace and it is so lovely for you to join me again. I've recently been and will continue to be on a journey of developing new skills. No pun intended, because I'm talking about photography. Those skills are taking photos of strangers, so asking strangers for their photo, and being more deliberate with taking pictures of people when I'm out and about, so street photography. So I really wanted to talk about 3 things where I've just questioned my ability and used those questions to fuel my learning, which has actually been a really powerful tool, that question-based learning, and I could probably do a whole nother video about that. For this particular project, I was down at the Gold Coast, Surfers Paradise and North Gold Coast, and I've been using the Minolta 7000, which I love. It's turning out to be a very capable film camera. I had some cinema film in here. I think it was 500D or 250D, something like that. So I took the Minolta out with some cinema film in it. To be honest with you, using this type of camera is not ideal for street photography, especially if you're practicing a new skill, unless you're actually practicing using the camera, which I wasn't. I was fairly comfortable using this camera. So I wanted to talk about the 3 things that I've learned or am learning in this particular journey. So the first thing I'm learning is asking people for their photo actually isn't as daunting as I thought. I deliberately picked out people that I thought looked interesting, that had something interesting, interesting item of clothing or a smile or something like that. I made sure when I approached them that I was confident and comfortable and had an open body language. I didn't have my sunnies, I just had normal glasses so they could see my eyes. Maybe that made a difference, maybe it didn't. But of all the people I asked for their photo, no one said no. And quite a few people were quite willing to have their photo.
Yeah. English guys like who?
So apart from getting over that initial hurdle of asking someone, it wasn't as daunting. And this is coming from a very strong introvert. I generally don't like to cause that much of a scene. The only caveat is my outfits. As you can tell, I'm wearing a truly hideous hat that I adore. A mate from church gave it to me and I think it's the most horrible hat I've ever worn, and will continue to wear it for many years to come, hopefully. So that's the first thing. I was actually surprised at how people were happy to get their photo. The second thing I've learned is street photography is hard. I was out in the middle of the day being really critical of my photos. They actually really sucked. And I'm not saying that as I'm trying to elicit any type of response from you, the viewer. I just know the photos were horrible. The people that I asked to get their photo, they were just straight onto the camera. Just a straight up portrait of an interesting looking person in a nice-ish location, but nothing special. It certainly didn't tell any type of story. The person wasn't engaged in the photograph, and I was nervous as well, which I can tell. Maybe you can tell, I don't know. So the compositional elements of that asking strangers for photos, I found that was hard. And looking at the photos, I know I need to work on that significantly to get that better. And I'll probably do that more with digital. I think that's going to be a much more optimal way to go, because I can take more photos rather than 24 or 36 shots, however many I've got. When I was taking photos of strangers, whether they were unaware, so you'll see a few photos where someone wasn't actually looking at the camera, I still didn't want to get photos of behind people's heads or things like that. I actually wanted to show the person a lot more. I find that a bit easier, and I found the compositions a bit better, but overall I want to get those shots better, and I want to learn how to train my eye in a much stronger way that I can capture those interesting moments quickly with the camera. So that's the second thing. The third thing is, this is really fun. I had fun taking people's portraits in quite a serendipitous way. I got an immense level of joy with meeting people, even if it was just for a very brief conversation, a snapshot or a moment in time where I could make a quick connection and take their photograph. Or if it was a stranger, capturing them in a way that was edifying and interesting, and I tried to tell a story. So this project made me question a lot of things, but not in a bad way. It made me question my technical ability in a way that's going to drive my learning. It's going to drive me to want to do better, not just think I've asked the person for their photo, I've got the photo, and that's it. I want to work on that and be much more deliberate. One of the challenges is, it's not even a challenge, it's very easy, I think, to take a photo of someone that's good looking almost anywhere, that knows how to pose for the camera, and the photo will be nice in terms of aesthetic. I don't think that's not a controversial opinion. If someone is good looking or pleasing to the eye and can pose, you can make a nice photograph. So there's people that are different, that don't always have their photograph taken. Or don't pose for photos, or not many people have ever had their photo taken, by a stranger, unless they go for a portrait sitting or something like that. So just being conscious that they're new to this process as well, I think that's quite a big step, or a big part of the learning. So there are three things that I've learned just by starting to take photos of strangers. I hope to do this continually. I enjoyed it, and I enjoyed pushing myself. I often think if you're not pushing yourself with photography, or just kind of fall into a rut. So I want to keep on pushing myself. Guys, if you've done this type of photography before, I really would like to know the things that you enjoyed, the things that you find were challenges, the results that you get, any tips or ideas. Just let me know in the comments. I'd be really appreciative. I know the photos that I've got here, the lighting's terrible, the compositions are they're okay. That's not lost on me at all. Thanks for joining me, guys. I love having your company, and I really can't wait to hear from you. As always, love God, love others, and take time to listen.
G'day mate, how you doing? G'day, how are you?